anyone. Before we begin, you can skip this section if you like. It's not the song yet, so go ahead if you want to. But before we begin, I wanted to give a little bit of a backstory into this particular song, because I have a backstory for this one. So, I got to see Dear Evan Hansen back in 2017 when I was on a senior trip back in high school. We went to New York and sang at a couple of places, and we got to see 2 Broadway shows, one of them being Dear Evan Hansen. And luckily, this was back when Ben Flatt was still part of the cast, so we got to see Ben Flatt when he was still part of the cast. So, as the story of Dear Evan Hansen goes, there's a kid named there's a kid named Evan Hansen, and he's going through a little bit of mental anxiety and stuff, and his doctor tells him to write letters in order to cope with his mental illness, anxiety, and just help him be able to make today a great day and everything. But one of his letters that happens to be a little suicidal gets into the hands of a bully who happens to commit suicide. The bully's parents think that that's his letter, the bully's, and then yada yada yada. Evan ends up lying a lot, and when I saw this play for the first time, I was a little angry with how much Evan was lying. I mean, I understood why he was lying, because he just didn't have enough courage and strength to be able to tell the truth. But even as someone who also has a bunch of anxiety and stuff from time to time, I would have been able to have enough courage to tell the truth. But then again, maybe I just have a little bit more bravery than the character of Evan did. But so throughout the first half of the show, I just kept on being a little angry with Evan for lying so much. And even though it was leading to some good things, like the website and a lot of people looking up to Evan and his advice and stuff, I was still mad at him for lying so much. And at this point, everybody was crying and everything, but I hadn't cried yet. So, by the time the second act came around, Evan had finally caved in and told the truth, and of course everybody is mad at him. And then after his mom cools down, she sings So Big So Small to Evan, and it was at this point that I started crying, because I too am also in a divorced family, and it was a song that I really related to a lot, a song that I was able to relate to a lot, because it's just one of the most painful things that I have to deal with in my everyday life. And I felt that in the song, and I felt like the singer, I forget the singer who plays Evan's mom, but I thought she did a very good job, and I just cried so much, and that was the point that I started crying. The first act, nada, but during that song in particular, oh man, I was just bawling so much. So I wanted to sing this song because it means so much to me, and it's probably my favorite song in the entire musical, so I hope you all will enjoy. Take care. It was a February day when your dad came by before going away. A U-Haul truck in the driveway. The day it was suddenly real. I told you not to come outside, but you saw that truck and you smiled so wide. A real-life truck in your driveway. We let you sit behind the wheel. Goodbye, goodbye. Now it's just me and my little guy. And the house felt so big, and I felt so small. The house felt so big, and I felt so small. That night I tucked you into bed. I will never forget how you sat up and said, "Is there another truck coming to our driveway? A truck that will take Mommy away." And the house felt so big, and I felt so small. The house felt so big, and I knew there would be moments that I'd miss, and I knew there would be space I couldn't fill, and I knew I'd come up short a million different ways, and I did, and I do, and I will. But like that February day, I will take your hand, squeeze it tightly, and say, "There's not another truck in the driveway. Your mom isn't going anywhere. Your mom is staying right here. Your mom isn't going anywhere. Your mom is staying right here, no matter what. I'll be here when it all feels so big, till it all feels so small, when it all feels so big, till it all feels so small, till it all feels so small."